homemade spicy refried beans, tostada. We're using flour tortillas. Just barely touch it with a little spray. Non-aerosol canola is what I used. And a little sprinkle of cumin and oregano. And then I'm gonna pop them in the oven and cook them about 5 minutes on each side at 400 degrees. Over medium heat, a little olive oil or canola, doesn't really matter. Just to coat the bottom. We have pinto beans for our bean of choice. For every 4 large tostadas, you need 1 can, 15 ounces of bean, 1 onion, 1 jalapeno, 2 garlic. Add our stuff to the pan. A little salt. Now when we take out the tostadas from the oven, we're going to crank the heat and put it on high to blister our peppers, our tomatillos, char the onion, and soften the garlic, which I left in the jacket. While we're waiting on the tortillas to cook on the second side, we can also brown off the chorizo if you're using it, or you could pick your chicken if you were using a rotisserie chicken. Salt, cumin and oregano. Yep. Now, when we're cooking onions, a neat trick is to add a little splash of water. Kind of forces them along a little bit, breaks them down a little quicker. So we'll let that absorb. Just give it the tiniest drizzle of oil to get it going. Just a touch. Drop this in, brown and crumble, and I have a transfer platter to put it on so we can drain off any excess fat. Our water's evaporated, so now we can add our beans. A little of the hot sauce, good pinch of smoked paprika, about a teaspoon of cumin, adding all of the pinto beans, an onion, and jalapeno and our spice blend into our processor with a little lime juice, a little cilantro if you like. If you don't, omit it. Or you can use a little ground coriander. Okay. We're going to put the peppers in a bowl so we can handle them. Let them cool and then peel and seed. Okay, I've got all of our tomatillos, the poblanos, so I'm going to add a little salt. I put a drizzle of agave, about a teaspoon, to sweeten it up a bit. I'm going to add the juice of 1 lime, a handful of cilantro, a little oregano, which we put onto our tortillas as well, and a little cumin. Zap away. So be really careful with the back of your spatula or spoon when you spread on your refried beans to your crispy shells, because you don't want to crack the shells. And then we're going to top that with cheese. I'm using pepper jack. For milder tostadas, you can use Monterey Jack or mild cheddar. These tostadas are for John, so I'm going to add the meat when it comes out of the oven too, our chorizo. Or you can mix it in if it's gotten too chilly. And of course, last week we made these totally vegetarian. You don't need to add any protein at all. They're delicious just as is. But we do have to melt the cheese. Okay. These guys in there. Okay, here's our tostados platter. And then we top it with some shredded iceberg lettuce.
Old school.
Lots of our salsa. And some creamy avocado. A little green onion. And pickled jalapenos.